Facebook advertising versus Google AdWords, round one. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so Facebook versus Google advertising, or Google AdWords rather, which one is better for your business? So the question is, and you guys are going to hate me for this, but it really comes down to it depends, right? So the first thing, you guys got to think about who is your audience, right? Do they just have interests in terms of like, is it lifestyle, or is it that they're actually searching for a service? So for instance, like camper rentals, or are they just interested overall in just camping, right? So if you're trying to gain people that are researching, who are potentially about to purchase, then Google AdWords is intent-based advertising, right? So you're typing in a search keyword, so that might be renting campers in Long Island, right? And then an advertisement is going to pop up as well as organic content. So that's a good way to get seen, but you have to understand that doesn't mean that they're going to purchase right away. Part of what Google AdWords is and what it's part of in the marketing mix is that it is about the consideration. It's just introducing your brand, putting a tiny idea in their head that you're just saying, hey, we're here and we can help you with camper rentals, right? Now, Facebook advertising, on the other hand, now it's really great because it's going to be about interest-based or behavioral-based targeting, right? So it might be targeted to people who are part of communities or part of groups or are posting about camping in general. Now, that doesn't mean that they're ready to purchase, but most likely that they're interested in those types of products, right? In camping products overall. So what you have to say to yourself, and what I think the real answer is to this question, is how do you find the right balance? And how do you test both of the channels to make sure which one is, one, more profitable, and then two, keeping in mind that there is a brand awareness play. You have to just even be considered in the mix. So what I would recommend is actually splitting your budget down the middle, right? So if you're a startup or a company that are just really getting started in digital and you're not really sure about the channels, what I would do is have a set budget, split it in half. But think about how each channel is going to play within your marketing funnel. So what you're going to do is you're going to have one single budget and you're going to split it down the middle. And you have to think about how you're going to set it up in terms of what is each channel's place within the marketing funnel, right? So for instance, Facebook is really great at driving awareness of a product. You can do a brand awareness campaign that's a top of the funnel type of solution. So you're going to target interest based off of camping, right? So this is just going to get your brand in front of as many users as possible. Google AdWords, on the other hand, can be used for intent-based searches. So it might be middle of the funnel solution, right? So now they have the idea of renting a camper in their mind from your Facebook ads. They might actually go to Google now because that's the #1 search engine and type in camper rentals on Long Island. And that's when you show up. So it's making sure that you show up consistently so they can get to the right place at the right time based off of how your brand awareness campaign worked, right? And when they're on your site, chances are they're just in a research phase, and you have to understand that. Just because they're looking for your product or service doesn't mean they're going to buy right away. Now, what Facebook and these Google search ads did is they just put you within the consideration set of being actually considered from buying a product or service from them. So now let's just say they leave. They leave your site, they don't have any conversion. Maybe they looked at a few articles, which actually could be maybe a macro conversion. But anyway, so they leave. And now both of these can actually have another effect, another play into the marketing funnel. So for instance, you can use remarketing ads on both the Google Display Network, which is a combination of all the sites that are using Google AdSense to monetize, and Facebook remarketing, which is using, again, the Facebook platform and all of their partners as a way to reserve ads to them. Now, you want these ads to be different from your brand awareness ads or your search-based ads. It has to be, you have to understand that you're re-engaging them, so you want to show them content that's relevant to them. So whatever they were looking at your site, let's say they were looking at a small RV, you want to send them an ad that has to do with small RVs. Not really large RVs, not tents, because that's not what they were looking for. Small RVs. Make sure that those messaging is as tailored as possible. So as you can see, when it's Facebook versus Google, it's kind of a mix, right? You're going to have to test out both. You can't just go halfway and just do a little bit of each of them. You need to go halfway and make sure that they are positioned correctly within the marketing funnel, and then you have to start measuring the results. Now, what you might find is that Facebook is really great for brand awareness from just getting into your website, where Google might be converting quicker. And it's going to be up to you to kind of measure, what's being done. And that's why I really recommend, and we've made another video on this, and we're going to put this in the bio as well. You want to think of both micro and macro conversions and how they're being completed. If it's coming down to just value, it's as simple as looking at both of the numbers and saying, okay, Facebook is more effective, it's a lower cost per acquisition or cost per conversion, I'm going to go with Facebook. And then you could just double down to there. Or just say, okay, Google's working better for me, and double down there. But a lot of the times, for a lot of companies, it's about using a proper mix. It's about finding a budget and different ad formats and strategies that makes them work together. So that's my advice about Google AdWords versus Facebook ads. I want to hear what your thoughts are. What are your experiences with using both of them? Do you tend to see that one works better than the other? So write your experience down in the comments below. Definitely say what industry you're in so you guys provide us with context.